If you are black, Haiti is your home, announced a radio station when Kenyan police disembarked in the small Caribbean nation. Since June 2024, 600 police officers have arrived in Port-au-Prince. Their mission? Restore order to a country torn apart by gang warfare. But after some initial enthusiasm, Haitian people, and even the government, have become more and more frustrated with their Kenyan visitors. Kenyans are mocked in the streets. Earlier this year, protests in Kenya saw the police fire on unarmed protesters, cementing their reputation for brutality. But in Haiti, faced with armed criminals, they have become famous for their lack of action. So why are Kenyan police struggling so much in Haiti? And do they still have a role to play in rescuing the nation from notorious gang leaders like Babekyou? The Haitian strategy is to restore security, house by house, town by town. With over 80% of the capital controlled by gangs, Kenyan police have a big job on their hands. But just a month after their arrival, they had a chance to prove themselves. East of the capital, the small town of Ganthier is a famous pilgrimage site for Catholic and Voodoo followers. In April, pilgrims arrive in the town carrying heavy stones to represent their burdens they let go at the foot of a white cross. But the residents of the town have their own heavy burden. For the past 3 years, members of the 400 Mawozo gang have terrorized local people. In June 2024, the gang launched their most ambitious attack, demolishing the local police station and burning a custom house. Many residents fled to neighbouring towns. Kenyan and Haitian police launched a combined offensive to retake the town. With 8 armoured cars and a bulldozer, the convoy began driving down the highway from the capital. Just outside Ganthier, they found the gang had blocked the road with shipping containers. The bulldozer cleared the way. In Ganthier, the Kenyans got out of their vehicles and saw the rubble of government buildings. Apart from the dogs, the town seemed deserted. Then, suddenly, shots rang out. Kenyan police dived for cover, whilst the Haitian police returned fire. Back in their armoured cars, the Kenyans realised they had no way to fire back. The cars have no turrets. Local people later claimed they never saw the Kenyan police fire a single bullet. The 400 Mawozo gang retreated after the gun battle, and the Haitian and Kenyan police set up accommodation in the burnt-out custom office. But in the night, they were ambushed a second time by the gang. The next day, the force decided to return to Port-au-Prince, letting 400 Mawozo seize control of Ganthier. The head of the Kenyan police mission later said they lacked suitable mattresses and supplies to stay in the town. The failed mission to Ganthier was a public relations disaster for Kenya's police, who are most often filmed driving through safe areas in the capital or guarding the US Embassy. A few days later, at a visit to the General Hospital, a similar event occurred. Gang members opened fire on Haiti's president and his escort of Kenyan police. The force quickly retreated from a building they claimed to have liberated. Kenya's police appear under-resourced and unprepared for serious combat. But who are these gang members who have been able to intimidate them? In the Western press, Haiti's gangs are the bad guys. They terrorize locals, carry out violent attacks, and take American hostages. Whilst this is all true, gangs are also part of the political and economic life of the island. They are part of problems in Haiti which 600 Kenyan police officers will never be able to solve. Take the bad boy of Western media reports, the infamous gang leader, Babekyou. Jimmy Cherizier was born on the edge of the La Saline slums in Port-au-Prince. His father died when he was 5, and his mother ran a fried chicken shop. Jimmy found his calling when he joined the Haitian police as a young man. His superiors noticed his tenacity and moved him to the Unit for the Maintenance of Order, a special group in the police designed to control riots. Whilst in this role, Jimmy brutally crushed protesters and disturbances. He was accused of starting a fire which burned down 400 houses in the La Saline slums. He picked up the nickname Babekyou. For the government, Jimmy was a useful threat to discourage protest, but eventually he went too far. With a death toll of 71 people shot by police in a single day, Jimmy was fired from the force. Jimmy started his own gang. If you can't beat him, join him. In fact, he was even more successful as a gang leader. He still had contacts in the police and government, but he wouldn't be held to account for his violent behavior. President Moise paid Jimmy's gang to attack and intimidate his rivals before elections. Babekyou's gang was just part of Haitian life. The government paid them, the police ignored them, people feared them. By 2021, they had joined together with other gangs to create the G9 Federation, controlling large parts of the capital city. And then, something went very wrong for Jimmy. His relationship with President Moise began to fall apart. Rumour had it Moise was trying to combat drug smuggling, which threatened gang income. But before Jimmy had time to act, someone else assassinated Moise and a new president took charge. The new guy, Ariel Henry, didn't integrate the G9 gang into his plans. He immediately began calling for a UN police force to support him. Haitian police just didn't have the capacity to deal with gangs once supported by the state. So Jimmy, the government's threat against protesters, started calling himself an anti-government revolutionary and defender of the poor. By 2024, the G9 coalition was strong enough to launch a raid on the country's main prison, freeing thousands of criminals. When Ariel Henry resigned months later, gangs felt like they had real political power. They were freedom fighters. It's these criminal freedom fighters Kenya's police now find themselves fighting. The messy mix of gangs, politics and corruption is not something 600 Kenyan police can solve. A strong police intervention could force the gangs out of the cities and bring them to the negotiating table in a weakened position. However, at present, even that looks unlikely. But perhaps none of this should be a surprise. In Kenya, President William Ruto has used plainclothes police and unmarked cars to arrest and torture political opponents. Kenyan police in Haiti are showing as much commitment to defeating gangs as President William Ruto is showing to holding murderous plainclothes officers to account. And whilst there is no evidence Kenya's police have done a deal with the gangs, they certainly appear reluctant to put themselves in the firing line. For more videos like this, like and subscribe to the Africa Review.